Just a song before I go, a lesson to be learned. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. Good morning. This is the last Sunday of August, August 28th, 2022. And this is the 58th last Sunday broadcast. This one will be captured as Last Sunday Oxford, the second show that we've done in Oxford since we've been here. I'm coming to you out of the music room in the new house, and you can't see a lot of it, but we're going to test the acoustics on a recorded show and see what happens. I'm also going to make a comment about subsidies today, which is wicked boring, and I'll try to make it apolitical, but before I get started, let's just think about your favorite subsidy. The favorite thing that you do, financially or otherwise, that's subsidized. Now, you probably don't think of things as being subsidized, but in any model, there are people that are taking advantage of it. They're getting the subsidy, and people that are spending money on it, or spending time, or spending whatever the commodity is, and they're subsidizing the other folks. So that's pretty heavy stuff. And here's a pretty heavy song. I was talking with Ray this morning and asking her what her favorite song was of mine that I've written. And we went through about 10 or 12 songs trying to find the lyrics she wanted. It's very interesting. She had a different memory about this song and what its motivation was. So I'm going to change the meaning. What the heck? My song, right? This is about Eric leaving St. Michael's. I went out to work today. Didn't stop and kneel down to pray. I was thinking mostly about what I might say to take that man's money away. Driving down the road again, looking for my long-lost friends. I hope by traveling down this road I will see my father's eyes looking back at me. I went down to have a drink at the pub. The pub man's gone to wonder what's the rub. I wonder what message he was trying to send. I hope he knows he was my friend. Driving down the road again, looking for my high school friends. I hope by traveling down this road I will see my father's eyes looking back at me. My wife went out to work again. I wonder what message she's trying to send. I hope she makes some real good pay. Brings it home and spends it on me anyway. Driving down the road again, looking for my long-lost friend. I hope by traveling down this road I will find Tillman Island, peace of mind. I hope by traveling this road, I hope by traveling down this road, I hope by traveling down this road I will find a Tillman Island, peace of mind. So I won't tell you the real story behind that song, but the news story is that it's about Tillman Island and getting down to a cul-de-sac. Tillman Island is a cul-de-sac. St. Michael's is a throughway. Big difference. But you got to pay a price to get there. So let's talk about subsidies. Here's the subsidy topic of the day. Credit cards. You probably haven't thought about it this way. Probably thinking I was going to talk about the student loan debt conversation. Well, apparently, I'm on the wrong side of all these things. First of all, people beat up on white people for being white. And secondly, they're starting to beat up on college education as not being the path forward. And, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of other things when I'm not feeling good about myself I could talk about. But I generally speaking feel good about myself, and I'm an optimistic guy. But I think there's a fundamental mistake we make when we tell children that they could do anything. You can do anything you set your mind to. That's wrong. It's wrong. We should talk to children about finding their path. Finding their path. That's really what we should talk to them about. But, get a little preachy, so we'll stop. But here's credit cards in a nutshell. Are you the person that uses your credit card for convenience, pays it off before you get an interest rate payment? Well, is somebody subsidizing that activity for you? Well, yeah, there's a bunch of people. The people that use the credit card and end up paying credit card debt are subsidizing it. The merchants that pay the fee for the transfer of service are subsidizing it. So, I don't have any credit card debt. Okay, well, that's good. I think that's the smart way to go, actually. But, now here's another one. Do you want the points? Is that the reason? You want the points. So who's paying for the points? Well, the merchant is paying for the points. The people that run up a credit card debt and have to pay the interest payments are paying for the points. And they're paying for the points in a very subtle way because the interest rates have to be higher in order to afford your points. Okay? Now the puppies have come in the room. You might hear some growling and stuff. That's a good thing. We're at home here. So, when you start beating up on somebody else's subsidy, you got to think seriously about the ones that you think are your favorite subsidy. So, I think that here's the rub. When the government gets involved, that's a problem. So should the government provide oversight on credit card debt? Well, a big government person would say, well, yeah, it would be for the public good if we would mitigate the cost of credit card debt. Well, I'm a free market thinker. Doesn't mean I'm not a liberal, because I am. But I'm a free market thinker, and I think you just let the interest rate predict whether people use credit card debt or not. The problem comes when people can't afford to put food on their table without using their credit card. So, that's a deep philosophical discussion. Didn't come up with any answers because there aren't any. But, when you start criticizing somebody else's subsidy, you got to think about your favorite subsidy. And that's Duck agreeing with a loud bark. Now the dogs are going to play. So we'll think about that. So here's a song. It's a little lighthearted. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came, going down in the hollow, playing a new game, running and laughing, skipping and a jumping, yeah. In the misty morning fog, our hearts are thumping, and you, my brown-eyed girl, you my high brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened to Tuesdays and so slow, going down into your mind with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and sliding, yeah, 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 all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 ti da, sha la 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 ti da, la ti da. So hard to find my way now that I'm on my own. I saw you just the other day, girl. Oh my, how you have grown. Casting my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes it's hard thinking about it. Thinking about making love in the green grasses behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 ti da, bit by bit by bit by bit bit by. I said sha la 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 ti da, la ti da. So you knew I was going to get to this. Forgiving student loans. Think about these folks, 17-year-old kids that were talked into taking student loans because of the promise of a college education, whether it's a false promise or a good promise. And now they have student loan debt and they have a low-paying job and they can't afford to pay it off. It's an anchor around their neck. So if you focus that program there, you know, you might get more popular support. And here's a corollary. The folks that paid off their loans, it's not fair to them. Well, okay, I get that. It makes perfect sense. It's not fair to them, but they were economically able, whether by choice or by economic circumstance, to pay off their loans. So, you know, I don't think that, you know, they can whine a little bit, but it's mostly whining. So here's a model that you might identify with. It's football season, right? So when I went to be a high school football player, I looked at the landscape and I said, well, there's 3 or 4 receivers on the team. There's only one quarterback. And I had trained as a quarterback. So I could have tried out for quarterback. Could have. Might not have gotten it. Might have watched. So I decided to be a receiver. And I became a receiver, starting receiver on a high school football team. No name high school. Well, Catonsville High School, not a no name high school. But at any rate, the rest is history. I made those choices. Why? Because I was focused on the path forward. Not you can be anything. You can be anything. You can be the quarterback, Bob. You can be the quarterback, Bob. Ooh, you're not getting the starting job? Let's send you to another school. You know, it's a very interesting social comment, I think. But, you know, it may not be the appropriate place to make the comment. But here's the thing. I've got the microphone. So I hope you enjoyed the music, and maybe the commentary was thought-provoking as well. But like Louis Goldstein used to say, God bless you all real good. I'll see you next time.